Hey, Mike. I just want to ask you first about Jamie, how he's dealing with that groin and how you thought he kicked with it Sunday.
He's feeling fine. He's had several days off of rest. Just something that was very minor. He's good. And I thought he did a pretty good job this past Sunday.
We talked about him this year a little bit. Do you see him finding more of that consistency that you talked about that you needed from him early in the year?
I do. I think, what he needs is he needs a really like an outstanding game. Like he had several earlier last year, gave him a lot of confidence. He's still a young player. And that's no excuse. He needs to be more consistent. But like any young player at any position, you need to have some confidence. And once he has a good game and he gets a few good punts under his belt, you're going to see him, I think, really take off and be a more consistent performer for us.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. Next up is Nate Orrick.
Hey, Coach. Because you guys faced the Bengals already, what are you emphasizing, and do you keep the ball out of Brandon Wilson's hands this time? I mean, is that something you guys talking about him?
They did a nice job blocking it up last time we played him. We did a terrible job of covering. Let's put it in his hands. Let's go cover him. I have a lot of confidence in our guys, and maybe too much confidence early on, apparently. But I think we got guys that have a lot of want to, and we got to outplay those guys. They wanted it more than we did last time we played them. We got to want it more than they do. And that's quite simple. Quite simply, that's the best way to put it. Is he a good returner? Yeah, he's outstanding. But I'm a pretty competitive guy. I want to get after this kid and see if we can do a lot better than we did last time we played him.
Daryl Ryder will have a next question.
Hey, Coach, you talk about wanting to be competitive and challenging your guys and believing in them. Why not just have, aside from the weather factor, why not just kick the ball out of the end zone every time if you can?
Well, I think there's a time and place for that. There are certain situations in a game when you're going to need that. Because I think the drive started the 18 is better than the 25 for our defense. And we haven't done that like we should this year. And we've had some opportunities, and we've either lost leverage or missed a tackle and not done our job. And, when it's time and the time and place is necessary, then we'll kick touchbacks. If not, we're going to challenge people.
And how, for your own return game, how do you spring Donovan Peoples-Jones? He seems to have the speed and some of those intangibles. How do you get him to bust one loose?
Well, last week, Pittsburgh did exactly what we thought they were going to do in coverage, and we had a bounce left, and all you had to do was beat the safety. If he beats that kid, we got a big play, and the guy made a nice tackle. I think we're doing some things with our scheme to try to get him loose. We always do that. That's kind of what we do on kickoff return. We need to block better. We need to finish blocks better. We missed a couple blocks towards the, I think the last return was a left return, and we missed a block at the point of attack. And when you do that, you're not going to string a guy. I don't care how good a returner he is. We have to be more consistent in finishing our blocks and do a better job.
Thank you, Daryl. We'll go back to Scott.
Hey, Mike, I got another Jamie question for you. How do you describe his personality?
He's got a great personality. I think that's part of his deal when he's bubbly and having fun and feeling good about himself. He's a really good performer. When he's thinking too much and he's worried about certain things and he's not quite as consistent. So it's my job to actually keep him loose, believe it or not. He's kind of a loosey-goosey guy anyway. And some specialists are like that and they perform better that way. Others are more locked in. Cody's not like that. Cody's a more locked in, serious guy, and that's what works for him. So, and Charlie's kind of a combination of the two, keeps those guys and helps keep them in line. But, I love Jamie's personality. I think it adheres him to being a successful specialist in this league. And I think, like I said, the more experience he gets, the more confidence he gets, the better he's going to be.
I know off the field, it seems like he's a real social guy too. Do you think it's, affecting him, but I would think it'd be a different for him with the COVID restrictions. You can't do as much, you can't go out as much and be in the community. You think that's bothering him at all?
I mean, if it bothers him, it bothers all of us. I think it bothers all you guys. I mean, we're all restricted with this, and our personalities can't, open up as much as we'd like to because we can't be as social as we like to be. And, I am. I mean, we all are. We went to Pittsburgh, and my son's a graduate assistant at the University of Pittsburgh. He's 10 minutes away from the hotel, and I can't see him. That affected me. And my son is at the Naval Academy. We go play Baltimore a few weeks ago, and I can't go see him. He's half an hour away. it's hard. It affects everybody different ways. So I don't think that's an excuse at all, obviously.
Yeah, thanks.
Mhm.
Thanks, Scott. Marla, right now, you're up.
Yeah, Coach, just overall, are you disappointed in the special teams through to this point? I mean, I'm sure you see bright spots, but just do you feel like you got a lot to fix still?
I don't know if fix is the right word. We need to be more consistent. I'm proud of the way we've handled end of game situations, or even the end of half situation last week. We punted the ball, it was 31 yards. We punted it out of bounds with 9 seconds left. We're not going to give that kid an opportunity to beat us. So the end of game or end of half type situations, hands team, a big field goal against India a couple weeks ago. I'm really proud of the way our guys reacted there, but it's the consistency, the things obviously, like you said, we need to fix. We need to be more consistent and get better at. And I'm going to mention my 2 daughters too, because they're going to see this interview. And if I don't mention my daughter at Tennessee or my daughter in Denver, I'm going to get yelled at. So I want to mention them as well.
Do we have any other questions for Coach Priefer? Scott, back to you.
One more for you, Mike.
One more?
Did you guys do something different last week, having both Donovan Peoples-Jones and Contrell back there on kickoffs? Was that something that Pittsburgh made you guys switch up?
Well, I didn't make us do it. We did it because Chris Boswell's outstanding kickoff man, and especially at Pittsburgh. He's like when Phil used to be here, Phil Dawson with the Browns. When you played Phil here in Cleveland, he did such a tremendous job of moving the ball because he understood the winds inside and out, like we've talked about before. I've talked to Phil about that, about our stadium. When you go play Pittsburgh, he does such a phenomenal job of kicking off in that stadium. He knows the winds, even though it wasn't that windy, but he knows exactly where to place the ball. So instead of having one guy in the middle run all over the place to try to get to the ball, we put
Gotcha.
2 guys.
So you'll keep Donovan back there as your number one guy?
More than likely.
Thanks.